What are futures? A lot of people hear the word futures and they think fancy technical Wall Street jargon, but it's actually really simple, a lot simpler than you think. By the end of this video, hopefully you will understand what futures are and be able to have a good conceptual understanding of them. I'm going to walk you through that process using some definitions and a good example I came up with. So, at a base, futures are a contractual agreement to buy or sell an asset at a set price in the future. Let's do an example. So we have our farmer and our baker. That was my attempt at a straw hat. Let me know how I did. The farmer sells wheat and the baker buys wheat. Pretty straightforward. The baker wants to make bread for his baker or bakery, and the farmer wants to sell wheat to make money. But these guys are worried. They have their fears about the future. They are uncertain. The farmer is worried that more farmers are going to come into town and produce more wheat, and the value of wheat will go down because there's more farmers. The baker is worried that there's going to be more bakers coming in town, and they're going to need more wheat, and the demand of wheat will increase, so the price of wheat will become more expensive. Now, both of these guys are scared of this reality coming true. So they're going to decide to make a deal. The baker thinks that the price of wheat is going to go up. The farmer thinks that the price of wheat is going to go down. So they are going to make a futures contract with one another. They are going to make an agreement. The baker is going to promise to the farmer that he's going to buy wheat at $5 per bushel. The farmer is going to promise that he's going to sell wheat at $5 per bushel. They're going to make this agreement so that way they can avoid the uncertainty of the future. Now, the baker owns one buy contract of wheat at $5 at this set price, and there's an expiration date as well. The farmer owns a sell contract at $5 a bushel as well. Now, they have two things that they can do with these contracts. Number one is they can exercise the contract. The contract has a set expiration date, and they can choose to, by that date, exercise the contract. They can also trade the contract. So the baker bought this contract for $5 a bushel for the wheat. If the price of wheat increases to $6, he was right. He expected it to go up. He can do one of two things. He can either buy the wheat for cheaper or sell the contract for more because it's now worth more than what he bought it for. Both cases, he makes money. Farmer, same scenario. If the price of wheat goes down, he can exercise his contract and sell it for more. If the price of wheat goes down as well, he can also trade the contract because the contract is now worth more value to the other sellers of wheat. Both cases are how those two make money. And the contrast is true as well. If the baker was wrong and the price of wheat did go down, the baker would be at a loss. He would have lost money. Futures are leveraged, meaning you don't need to put down the full value of the contract. If you had to put down the full value of the contract, there would be no difference between buying a wheat stock and buying a wheat future. When you buy a future, you only need the margin requirement. So, say you go to the bank and you're looking to buy this future, and the future would cost you $500 if you wanted to buy $100 of wheat at $5, or 100 bushels of wheat at $5 per bushel. If you bought a future, you would only maybe need the margin requirement, which would be $50. Maybe it's only 10%. So this allows you to get in with leverage and to have a more volatile experience as the price of wheat changes. The codes of the asset. Frequently when you're trading futures, you're going to see codes like these, and this is what they look like. The first letter is going to indicate the size. So this is a pretty frequent one that you'll see, MNQZ25. M indicates that you're trading a micro version of that future, versus if there was no M in front and it was just NQZ25, you would be trading standard contracts. They wouldn't be smaller. M indicates micro, so it's smaller. The next two letters indicate the asset. So NQ, Nasdaq, that's the asset. The letter following is the monthly code. So Z represents December. And then following that is the year, 25. So MNQZ25 means it is a micro NQ contract that expires in December of the year 25. Pretty straightforward. Now, futures are standardized by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, meaning there is a ton when people are going to buy futures, they're buying futures in this massive pool of liquidity. So liquidity is never really an issue with these. In the CME, oh boy. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange is like the ref. They decide the margin requirements, how much margin you need to buy or sell a futures contract, as well as the price per point. So in the case of NQ, if it moves 1 point up, and it's not MNQ, if it's just NQ, and if it moves 1 point up, it would be $20 per point. That is decided by the CME. They decided that each point is worth $20. MNQ is 1/10 of NQ, so 1 point of movement on NQ would only be $2 of movement. Overall, this is the definition to take away. Futures are an agreement to buy or sell an asset at a future date and price using leverage. Let me know if that was a good explanation down in the comments below. Thank you for watching.